Good morning, dear children. Come back to online classes. Today we are going to see the chapter Why Do We Need a Parliament from Civics. So, children, we in India pride ourselves on being a democracy. We have studied that what is democracy in the previous chapters. Here we will try and understand the relation between the ideas of participation in decision making and the need for all democratic governments to have the consent of their citizens. It is these elements that together make us a democracy, and this is best expressed in the institutions of the parliament. Parliament is made up of two houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. In this chapter, we will try to see how the parliament enables citizens of India to participate in decision making and control the government, thus making it the most important symbol of Indian democracy and a key feature of the constitution. Let us see the topic, why should people decide? Children, you all know that India became independent on 15th August 1947 after a very difficult struggle in which many sections of society participated. Peoples from various backgrounds joined the struggle, and they were inspired by the ideas of freedom, equality, and participation in decision making. So, under colonial rule, the people have lived in fear of the British government and did not agree with many of the decisions that they took. But they face grave danger if they tried to criticize this decision. The freedom movement changed this situation totally. The nationalists began to openly criticize the British government and make demands. As far back as 1885, the Indian National Congress demanded that there be elected member in the legislature with a right to discuss the budget and ask questions. The Government of India Act 1909 allowed for some elected representation. While these early legislatures under the British government were in response to the growing demands of the nationalists, they did not allow for all adults to vote, nor could people participate in decision making. The experience of colonial rule as well as the participation of different people in the struggle for freedom left little doubt in the minds of nationalists that all persons in independent India would be able to participate in making decisions. With the coming of independence, we were going to be the citizen of free country. This did not mean that the government could do what it felt like. It meant that the government had to sensitive to people's needs and demands. The dreams and aspirations of the people struggle were made concrete in the Constitution of Independent India that laid down the principle of universal adult franchise, that is, that all adult citizens of the country have the right to vote. Under colonial rule, the Indians faced the atrocities of the British government. Indians were forced to agree many decisions taken by the Britishers. After independence, the national leaders supported the idea that all adults have a right to vote, so that every adult can contribute in the formation of government and all persons could be able to participate in the making decision. It was also important because government can be formed of people choice. So, colonial rule as well as the participation of different people in the struggle for freedom left little doubt in the minds of nationalists that all person in independent India would be able to participate in making decision. With the coming of independence, we were going to the cities to be citizen of a free country. This this did not mean that the government could do whatever it felt like. It meant that the government had to be sensitive to people's needs and demands. The dreams and aspirations of the freedom struggle were made concrete in the Constitution of Independent India that laid down the principle of universal adult franchise, that is, that all adult citizens of the country have the right to vote. Next is people and their representatives. The takeoff point for a democracy is the idea of consent, that is, the desire, approval, and participation of people. Democracy means for the people, of the people, and by the people. It is the decision of people that creates a democratic government and decides about its functioning. The basic idea in this kind of democracy is that the individual or the citizen is the most important person, and that in principle the government as well as other public institutions need to have the trust of these citizens. How does the individual give approval to the government? One way of doing so, as you read, is through elections. How can the individual give approval to the government? Through elections. People would elect their representative to the parliament. Then one group from among the elected representatives form the government. The parliament, which is made up of all representatives together, controls and guides the government. In this sense, people, though through their chosen representatives, form the government and also control it. Children, this word picture what you are seeing is the picture of parliament. The second picture is Rajya Sabha, Council of States, with a total strength of 245 members, is chaired by the Vice President of India. And the last third picture is of Lok Sabha, House of the People, with a total membership of 545, is presided over by the Speaker. Now, what is the role of the Parliament? Let us see. The Indian Parliament is an expression of faith that the people of India have in principles of democracy. These are participation by people in the decision making process and government by consent. The Parliament in our system has immense powers because it is the representative of the people, especially the Lok Sabha, because it is the house of the people. Elections to the parliament are held in a similar manner as they are for the state legislature. The Lok Sabha is usually elected once every 5 years. The country is divided into numerous constituencies. Constituencies here means a group of voters in a specified area who elect a representative to a legislative. Each of these constituencies elects one person to the parliament. The candidates who contest election usually belong to different political parties. Now, once elected, these candidates become members of parliament or MPs. These MPs together make up the parliament. Once election to the parliament have been taken place, the parliament needs to perform the following function. The first function is to select the national government. Parliament of India consists of the President, the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. After Lok Sabha elections, a list is prepared showing how many MPs belonging to each political party. For a political party to form the government, they must have a majority of elected MPs. Since there are 543 elected plus 2 Anglo-Indian nominated members in Lok Sabha to have a majority. A party should have at least half the number, that is 272 members or more. The opposition in parliament is formed by all the political parties that oppose the majority party. Coalition formed the largest amongst these parties is called opposition party. One of the most important function of the Lok Sabha is to elect the executive. The executive, as we have already read it in chapter 1, executive is a group of persons who work together to implement the laws made by the parliament. This executive is often what we have in mind when we use the term government. The Prime Minister of India is the leader of the ruling party in the Lok Sabha. From the MPs who belong to her party, the Prime Minister selects ministers to work with her to implement decisions. These ministers then take charge of different areas of government functioning like health, education, finance, etc. Oftentimes, in the recent past, it has been difficult for a single political party to get the majority that is required to form the government. They then join together with different political parties who are interested in similar concern to form what is known as coalition government. Children, when a single political party does not get the majority that is required to form the government, then it joins with other political parties to form the government. This type of government is called a coalition government. Then the Rajya Sabha functions primarily as a representative of the states of India in the parliament. The Rajya Sabha can also initiate legislation, and a bill is required to pass through the Rajya Sabha in order to become a law. It therefore members of the Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the legislative assemblies of various states. There are 233 elected members plus 12 members nominated by the president.